If I asked you what the most conniving, underhanded, manipulative animal in the barnyard was, what would you answer?
Cat.
I know, because I overheard them plotting and executing their maneuvers. Madam Chair, honorable judges, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. They call themselves the Brotherhood. And they're not what you expect. They hide in plain sight. They're sheep. And I've overheard them because I have farmed sheep for a number of years. If you don't believe me, I'll give you a conversation I overheard about a month ago in my pasture. All sector leaders report. Blue leader. Hey, Commander. This is Blue Leader. We got some good grass for chewing up here, man. The fence, Blue Leader, the fence. I transcend the fence. Chill, Commander. The fence has no power over us. Red Leader, report. I got sizzle in my frizzle, crease in my fleece. I'm smoking, I'm sparking. What was that, Blue Leader? Mary's little lamb, he's taken to relieving himself from the electric fence. I take it then the fence would be on? That's affirmative, sir. Yellow Leader, report. He's on to us, I tell you, he's on to us. He's going to ruin all our plans. We got to stop him, we got to take him out. Do you have a good recipe for dog stew? That border collie's got to go. He's got to go. Yellow Leader, the fence. Oh yeah, we've broken through. Operation Greener Grass is a go. At this point, an entire flock of sheep will gather and descend on one spot in a barely noticeable weakness in a fence and hop through. And that is how the plot begins. It starts with some chewed off begonias, some fertilizer left on a lawn, and the Brotherhood, the leadership of sheep globally, can manipulate that into continent-wide conflicts. You don't believe me? We'll recount some history. The Huns and the Chinese had a great conflict many centuries ago. Finally, the Chinese realized what was up. They figured out the Brotherhood existed. So they brought all of their best thinkers together and they hatched a plan to contain the Brotherhood. It took them 2 centuries to execute that plan, and it nearly bankrupted them. But they built a structure that could contain the Brotherhood. The Great Wall of China. Even at that, they posted armed guards on the top to make sure the Brotherhood didn't breach. We fast forward a number of centuries. How many here have been to Europe? Yeah. Did you notice something about all the old cities in Europe? They all had walls. The story you've been told is that that was to be part of their defenses against attack. That was to keep the sheep off the lawn. All castles, they have moats. Sheep can't swim. British Isles. You've been told that the Romans and the Picts were having a disagreement, and the Romans built Hadrian's Wall. Again, trying to contain the Brotherhood. But it failed. So that put the Brits in a dilemma. They loved roast mutton, they loved wool garments, but they hated the Brotherhood messing with their politics. So they hatched a plan. Australia. They could ship all the sheep halfway around the world, where they wouldn't mess with British politics, but they could bring the mutton and the wool back. But there's a problem with the plan. Anybody here ever smelled a wet sheep?
Yeah, it was
There
different.
was nobody who would sail halfway around the world with a boat full of sheep. So that's where the prisoners came in. They were conscripted to sail those boats to Australia because nobody else would do it. Now, a number of those ships were lost at sea. There's a couple of rumors of why the entire fleet didn't make it to Australia. Some people say it was just the bad weather sailing around the bottom of Africa. But I'm inclined to two other stories. One is that the prisoners got fed up, scuppered their ships, and swam for shore rather than sail any farther. The other is that the Brotherhood engineered mutinies on some of the ships, gathered an armada, sailed into some islands in the South Pacific, and established sheep utopia. No fences, no shepherds, and no border collies. So you can see the hoof prints of the Brotherhood throughout history. You know that the plot exists. If you've lived in the country long enough, you've seen sheep on the wrong side of a fence. So we know they're still plotting, still trying to overthrow humanity. So what can we do about it? Society has a plan. That's what I'm here to tell you tonight. And it can be summed up in 3 easy words. The final 3 words I'm going to give you tonight. Eat more lamb.